e-learning project by Chris Surridge. Chris very sadly passed away last year, but he actually did a range of other work in Second Life and in OpenSim, most of it making use in some way of SLoodle. And his follow-on projects were even more ambitious, building very rich 3D environments with scavenger hunts and puzzles and all sorts of problems in the environment, often using different SLoodle tools to make things a little bit automated or automatic. He made a lot of use of the experimental SLoodle awards system, so I don't know if you've looked through some of the different versions of SLoodle and what features have been supported or available in different versions. But there was a award system which was able to give out points based on achievements in the virtual world, and he used this to help reward progress to students, and effectively it was gamification.
Okay. Él nos está contando del trabajo de Chris y él lamentablemente se fue al cielo el año pasado, pero dejó un trabajo muy grande, un trabajo muy importante. Trabajó con diferentes herramientas, por eso la importancia que él dice, depende del diseño y de la pedagogía con que se vayan a utilizar la herramienta, ¿no? Chris trabajó en Second Life, en OpenSim, trabajó con SLoodle y trabajó con diferentes actividades como los búsquedas de tesoros. Son actividades especiales que se hacen, que son especiales para estos mundos virtuales. Y la novedad fue que trabajó con la parte lúdica, un poco como ha sido el mock en el que estamos participando, y donde los estudiantes tenían puntos de premios y por los logros recibían sus premios, ¿no? Por el progreso que iban llevando. Entonces Chris fue uno de los pioneros en esta modalidad lúdica, y gracias al uso de SLoodle pudo llevar el récord de lo que se hacía, ¿no? Todo queda registrado como en los chats. Sí. Él fue el que comenzó con la gamificación, con el juego en Second Life con SLoodle. Okay, Danny, back to you.
Okay, and just to finish this point, some of these tools and features were also used by Mike Merriman at Cypress Chat,
Yeah, Professor Merriman.
which is an online community for ESL educators and students. And he built, on top of the basic features of SLoodle, to develop games and activities for people to play together. Cypress Chat is, I think, still active in Second Life. I've not checked in with Mike to see if he is still using SLoodle or to what extent. But you can see more about his project and community. I think it very much is a community there. So in the past they've made quite a bit of use of SLoodle, but I'm not sure if they're the extent to which he is just now.
Este es otro caso del uso de SLoodle, y también lo volvemos a tener en la enseñanza de idiomas, ¿no? Como es el caso de Mike Merriman, llamado Professor Merriman, ese sí se llama su avatar. Él está en Cypress Chat. Cypress Chat es una escuela de idiomas. Ellos han utilizado SLoodle para hacer juegos y actividades. Yo conozco el trabajo del profesor Merriman y es espectacular. Cuando quieran les damos un tour a Cypress Chat. En mi centro de idiomas tenemos un portal para Cypress Chat, y eso es lo que utilizan mis estudiantes. Dani nos dice que bueno, no está seguro si él todavía está utilizando SLoodle, pero en su oportunidad lo utilizó con muchos juegos, ¿no? Back to you, Danny.
Okay. So a little bit out of order. That was not the next question, it was the one after. Has SLoodle been integrated into other LMS? And yes, it has been. We've not done it. So we've not done SLoodle specifically because a lot of the features are based very much on how Moodle works, and it's very tightly tied to Moodle. So SLoodle hasn't, but the other projects have been attempted looking at similar integrations for other LMS. In particular, I know there was one for Blackboard, and there were, I think, plans to do Sakai. But as far as I know, none were developed as far
Can you
or
write
as
down
much
the
as
names
SLoodle
of
has been.
the LMS systems on the chat, please, Dani?
Okay, I will do.
Dani, la
Blackboard.
pregunta que le hicieron a Dani era que si SLoodle se ha utilizado con otros sistemas de manejo de cursos virtuales, así como Moodle, ¿verdad? La respuesta es no, porque el SLoodle está diseñado para trabajar con Moodle. Pero sí tienen en el futuro trabajar con otras. Han trabajado con algo de Blackboard, was it? And what was the other one?
Yes, Blackboard.
Blackboard and... Ok, y él está escribiendo ahí un enlace donde ustedes pueden ir a revisar, consultar cómo fue esa experiencia con Blackboard.
I think that was probably the one that was most developed. So I think there were discussions to do others. But I think maybe projects started, but I don't think they delivered any software that could be used. Didn't get as far as that.
Moodle es el más popular, you know, it's the most popular one and the one that uses more, and that's the one that most people know.
Blackboard has been very popular in America, certainly in some parts of the university, but is not open source, and you need a license even to develop software for Blackboard, so it's not very amenable or easy to create code for, whereas the worldwide distribution of Moodle and the ease of which we can write our own software to work with it made it attractive for us and less attractive for people to work with Blackboard.
El problema de Blackboard es que no tiene open source, no tiene el código abierto, por eso es más difícil trabajar con ellos. En cambio, Moodle es un código abierto y es gratis, ¿verdad? Entonces es más fácil trabajar con, y por eso es que se ha trabajado SLoodle con Moodle.
And the next question is SLoodle used in universities? Let me just down a link. Yes. Yes is the short answer. But universities usually only work with SLoodle for small groups, and usually they will set up a Moodle specifically for that class instead of having to install it on a system that is supporting 3,000 or 5,000 or 50,000 students. They often don't want to take the risk installing extra software onto the servers, so they will often create a separate Moodle just to support a smaller class.
Ok, sí, las universidades utilizan el SLoodle, pero lo han utilizado con grupos pequeños. El problema es que para hacerlo con grupos más grandes habría que instalar otros software, y a veces las universidades no quieren tomar el riesgo de instalar más en sus servidores.
There, as well as projects I know of, I don't know of everyone that's using SLoodle, so there's a lot of use that's not reported. But Virtual World Watch does survey the education use in UK, and the most recent report from earlier this year still reported a number of positive comments on SLoodle. So it appears that there are still people making use of SLoodle and using it. Universities that I know outside of University of West of Scotland that have trialled it or used it in small classes and used it at the Open University in the UK.
En la Universidad Abierta
The University of Ulster have made quite a bit of use.
Esas son universidades que están utilizando o que han utilizado el SLoodle.
Imperial College London, were my partners in the JISC project recently, and so they've will be publishing something shortly based on their use of SLoodle for roleplay. And I'm very, very poor at keeping track of who's been using SLoodle. It's also been used